In our industry, definitely. I think the main thing that we do is try to make our clients famous, but I think you can't really do that without you yourself knowing how fame is actually achieved. So it's really important to try and be famous because it brings glory to the agency you work in and the clients you work for. My first ever award was for a print campaign. This is back in India when I was still there. And it's quite exciting when you're winning your first award. I think I got a bronze. I can't remember too well, but it felt like I won the Grand Prix because you're sitting there all night and hoping you'd win. And in those days, I have to say, you really didn't know the results when you went in. These days, you sometimes know, you're told whether you won an award or not. But those days you didn't, so I sat through the whole night biting my nails literally, hoping I'd win, and we won a bronze, I think, and I was like, that was the best moment ever. I wouldn't say the first award was the one that spurred me on. I think the first award gave me a sort of a taste on what it is like to be up on stage in the lights. And once you've done that, you pretty much are changed forever. You want it again and again and again. But I guess the turning point really is all the kind of, accolades that you get from your colleagues and the industry when that happens. People you've never really spoken to call you up. Headhunters are suddenly interested in you. And more importantly, I think it's your peers and people whom you have respected in the industry. They are suddenly talking to you. So people that you would actually call up and try to fix an interview with now are okay talking to you. So that makes a big difference. It does a few things in the business. I think the main thing it does is it gets you a lot more credibility working on the businesses you work on. Because let's face it, one thing is we live in a world today where you can be putting out work, but there's so much of it. So for my client to know that the work that we are doing for them is award-worthy, is being recognized by the industry as best standards, definitely gives me credibility with them. And that's an edge that's good because it helps you sell better and better work. It's easier for you to do it than a non-award winner to do it. Within the agency and within the industry, it definitely helps you hire better talent. Because who doesn't want to work with people who are successful? And awards are sort of like a gauge of success in the industry. So you get to hire the best people want to work with you. And the third thing I think it does, which is really important within an agency, is it's that spark that creates a culture. When you've got the awards, and that's really things that young people want, it helps inculcate that winning culture really fast, and that's really good. Every year it's getting harder and harder to beat the best. And as you can see, the work is evolving every year as you go along. So it inspires the industry to go, okay, so that was the gold standard last year. What would be the gold standard this year? You need to always be able to set that mark a little higher and higher, and that it helps do very well. Firstly, don't be like me. I think be better than me. But I think the only thing that I would share with young creatives is don't get too caught up with technology, right? And the whole talk about digital and where digital is going. It's true, it's good, and that's where the world is changing. But nothing beats the power of a good idea. All these things that we talk about, technology and digital and everything else, are means to make that idea bigger. But you cannot replace the power of a good idea. So still fundamentally, this business is about having big, great ideas. And that's really something they should focus on.